Live. Let's go. We're live. Live for 3 seconds. Okay, I finally figured this out. I think. Um, so this will be the first draw stream I've ever done. It is probably going to be a train wreck. That's all right. I doubt anybody even watches, but it's good practice. This is something I would like to do a little more often. But you know, the wife is gone, the kids are gone today, actually today and tomorrow. So maybe we'll try again tomorrow. It's a perfect opportunity to get started. So, ooh, is there someone watching? Wait, I gotta figure out how to see. See, how do you see? Okay, maybe not. I think there was for a second. There was a 1 on the eyeball. Maybe it was just me. I don't know. So, all right, I'm still trying to figure things out, like I said. And let's see. I know there's a way to get some cheesy music playing. Is that something I can do? Maybe you need like the fancy. And this is not drawing. This is the train wreck I told you about. It plays if you haven't ever live streamed before, if you test your speakers, it plays or your headphones, it plays a little you're streaming, testing, it sounds like it's working, something, and now it's in my head. All right, here's what I'll do for now, because I can't figure this out. Share screen. Yes. That one. Entire screen. Screen 1. Sharon. There it is. Cool. So here's what I'm drawing. What is that? Just get out of here. All right. So this is the first one. This is the first streaming that we're actually going to show a little bit of the process. I'm new to all this, like I said. It's 2.5 minutes of nothing interesting. So I am drawing the Embrace. He's a cool character. This is actually the first like character outside of like Cyberfrog that I remember seeing with CG, who just had a really cool look, like an iconic look, kind of. I mean, he's clearly inspired by like Spawn and like Spidey and stuff like that, but really cool design. So yeah, so I'm gonna paint him up for the Comicsgate, whatever it is, trading card thing. Sorry, I'm gonna see. Okay. Not all this is for music. I don't know why I really care that much, but I think it's the music. What's this? Nope. Okay. I know that you can do this. Here, and give a little interest to the thing. Whoa, while I'm trying to figure it out. What's that? No. Oh, wait, maybe. Maybe. Yes. Yes. Background music. Night driving. Okay. There we go. Oh, man, now I'm in the zone here. There we go. So let's draw. All right. I probably won't talk a whole lot if there's nobody in here. Let me move my mic so I can see this a little better. Just in case someone pops in, I can see if they say something. If you do pop in, say something. Okay, now that music's too. So I think. All right. So maybe I don't even need the camera on. Oh. So I guess I'll talk a little bit about what I've already done. Let's see. So how I usually work is I'll draw like just a sketch, like just a gestural sketch of the very general like the composition or the gesture of the character on these, at least, because that's pretty much all that is on these illustrations. But I'll let's do that. I'll do that, and then I'll usually do what I call an anatomy sketch, which is a on top of that, a new layer, I will just draw like a human body without any like of the costume or anything like that. It's just like a naked dude. And then I'll do another layer, and on top of that, I'll do an actual sketch with the costume and all the stuff. Sometimes I'll do one more if it's not tight enough, but I don't do very tight sketches. Like this is the sketch. Let's see. So here's the paint. Here's the other hand I'm starting, but like here's the sketch. That's tighter really than normal than what I usually do. Let's turn that off. Let's turn this on. So right now where I'm at, also I usually put in a background. Before I get very far, I'll usually I do flat colors first to just to get everything blocked in. And because a lot of painters, when they're doing digital, they like to start with black and white. They just do value painting, and then they like add color to it. But I found that usually makes things a little muddy, and you have to go in and adjust the hues and the saturation and all this stuff. And it's not, I don't know. I mean, for one thing, I don't really know how to do that, but that's just not painting to me. But I mean, I'm sitting here drawing on an iPad, so. But for right now, I'm painting in the hands. I've opened a new layer, and I'm painting his crazy hands. They're like up on his chest and his back, and they come around and they fly around and stuff. It's very venomish. So I'm painting those. I went ahead and put on a new layer because they're painting over him, and they're going in and out and all around. So I want it to be just in case I mess something up. I don't want to have to repaint his entire chest or whatever. So, okay. So, and what I was saying is I got because of the colors of these, I've got the background turned out. So can you see? Yeah, you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Turned off the background just so I can see it better. But you can see, I did this whole thing here, coming around. Like I said, it's kind of venomish, at least the way I'm drawing it. Coloring, that's what I call. It's like me and my wife's joke. I like to color like a child. She'll always ask me, hey, what are you doing? Are you gonna color today? But, yep, coloring, just like our kids. So this is probably going to reveal a whole lot of how I'm such a fraud, because I use the undo button a lot. I don't know how to use most of the cool features, and I bet if I would just try to figure that out at some point, it would probably help my work. I don't know, it could make it worse. Okay. Sweet. No. Sorry if you could do that. Okay. All right. Back to it. Sorry. Super exciting drawstring. So So what I usually do, which I've already done for just the main body here of this dude, I usually leave the lines on. I'm painting on a layer underneath. So this is the body sketch layer. See that? On and off. So I'll leave the sketch layer on while I'm first drawing it and while I'm flatting it and just starting to get the shading and the forms and stuff drawn in there. Let's see, like this is on top. I don't know, I should put this on bottom, shouldn't I? Let's put it on bottom. No, because some of it goes, yeah. So that's the trouble with this thing. He's going, his hands are going all different directions. So this one that starts here comes all the way around up in front. The one that starts back here. This is fun. Nobody's even watching. I'm enjoying myself. It starts back here, comes up, goes behind, goes in front of his arm, and then it'll go behind his back, through, and then right here it comes out. Goes this way, comes out. This is probably too small for you to see. It comes all the way around to the front, under this hand, all the way back behind him. Kind of wiggles around a little bit, and there's his hand. Anyways, you can see. So that it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to figure out. Like usually, if I usually do certain elements like weapons or capes or something like that on its own layer, like this, because it usually makes it easy to put it behind the character or in front of the character, whatever it's supposed to do. But this is just so behind and in front. Wait, it's behind them, it's in front of them, it's all this stuff. So I kind of have to go in and just like if it was traditionally painted, I just kind of have to carefully paint it in and then paint it out where it needs to be painted out. So, like I said, it's kind of venomy, at least it makes me think of that. So symbiote, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not trying to stay in the lines necessarily, except to where I like the thickness of it and the form. I may just like just put this on this, like merge these. Whenever I am happy with this, I'm just going to merge the layers. So let's go back there. Some of these I want like a lot of like spidey web looking things going on. Yeah, let's have no. See, undo. I like that one. Leave it. Just come through here. Pull it up. I'm gonna make it a little skinnier and sillier here. This, honestly, I probably should have just did all of this before I started streaming. But man, I'm so excited to stream. Yeah, I probably should have done this really boring part first. This is not the best content. Man, I know I had a viewer for like a second, and they popped out before I could see who it was. I'll find out. Oh man, I was like being careful right here. I do this all the time. I think I have to be careful. Then it's like the same base colors. I didn't have to be careful. Right? It's the same. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Okay. So here's where we're at. I'm sure sure talking is going to slow me down, but that's right. I'd like to focus, to practice talking while I'm working, because I think I will do this. I mean, it's fun, it's interesting. I think a lot of people are interested in my style and my technique, my approach. Here you have it. It's just like coloring like a child, at least in the beginning. I'm guessing you can hear the music. I don't know. I mean, I turned it on, so. If not, then you just hear me humming. Lucky you. Yeah, something like this. It doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to stay perfectly. Not like even that. I don't even need to do, because this is not. Oops, this is another one coming under it. So it's all going to be the same. Like I said, I'm flatting it right now with just a dark color. What I usually like to do when I do the flats, is what I call the flats. It's almost the same thing as flatting normal comics. Before you, like, really, when you're coloring, do all the flats first. And that's what I'm doing. It's kind of a rare approach, I think, for most painters, digital painters. Yeah, this is taking, man, this stuff takes so long. All right, let's just do this. Yeah, let's get silly. It's going to go that way. So when I'm doing this sort of thing to really try to make it look like it's moving, I want to draw it in the direction that it's going. It just kind of helps give the momentum there. Cool. This music is going to get freaking irritating. Can tell you that much. Just coloring. I usually like to flat with darker than what it will be colors, than like what it'll be in the end. Because I like to work from dark to light. So it's like I'm painting the light on once I get to the rendering side of things. Oh, I don't like that. I like that. See all these undos. Undo. Control Z. Control. Nope, I'm using that one. As we get. Oh, not over his arm, you dummy. I'm going behind his arm, you dummy. We also have to paint some of this out just to get it to go behind him. You gotta do sound effects. Like this. Probably, yeah, let's do this. That's way too thin. Most people, when they're drawing, they struggle with hands. Hey, it says there's 2 viewers. Is there a way to find out who you are? Write something and I'll see who it is. No, you're gone. Never mind. Well, it said there were 2 viewers there for a second. I don't know. I wonder if there's like constant bots just constantly like checking in to different like streams and seeing if it's worth screwing around in the chat. And then they come to someone's very first stream ever, and they don't want. There's one again. Put something in the chat because I don't know any other way to find out who you are. Don't leave. Don't leave. Write something. I'm waiting on you. Write something. Write something. Write something. Yeah, I'm gonna wait on you. Don't leave now. Hey, what's that? Fellsbug. What's up, Fellsbug? You are my very first ever person to watch me paint on YouTube. Thank you. Seriously, thank you for dropping by. If you have any questions or anything like that, holler at me. I'll see if I can answer them for you. But right now, here's what I'm doing, Fellsbug. I am drawing the Embrace. I'm sure you probably at least know who the Embrace is. Most likely. But yeah, right now, I've got a lot of the rendering done on him, on his body. And so I'm drawing his crazy hands all over the place right now. So honestly, it's kind of boring. This part is probably, I was saying earlier, I probably should have done this part before. But so I'm just painting in here. I have to repaint all of his hair that I'm painting over here. That's not it. One thing I really suck at is painting hair. I feel like I've gotten a little bit better. With these last couple that I've done. Oops, I don't like that. This goes over his arm, so yay, we could just paint right over it. Yeah, so there we go. This part's boring. Man, thanks for being here. Fellsbug. I'm gonna remember that. Isn't there a way to? Here, I'll just put like this. Boom. What's a star? I don't know what a star is, but I starred you. I don't know what that does. Maybe just like bookmarks it for me. Boom. I'm gonna leave that up on the screen. Man, you got me pumped up. Thank you. Do you have any music requests? This is called Driving at Night. It's kind of, I like to listen to kind of chill music when I'm painting. But this song is going to get old because it has been the same thing over and over. Can you hear it? I'm not even sure if you can hear it. Okay, so this arm that I'm doing right now up here, can you see it? My little thing. This is going all the way around here, behind his body, through here, behind his leg, and this thing coming all the way around off screen, back on screen down here, then all the way back here and snaking around all the way to the back. So it gets like closest to the screen, or maybe kind of closest to the screen, almost second closest. So I think the hand one that's facing the camera is a little closer, but man, I don't like this. Let's do this. I like to try to. Thank you. Okay, good. You hear the music. I like to. Since on this part right here, we're losing the form behind the dude's body. You want to really try to get the angle close to the same direction as it's coming out. That way it's easier for the viewer to place it. Because especially when you have a lot of stuff flying around on the picture. Did you how did you know I was streaming? Did you just see it on here or Twitter or what? Because I posted on Twitter. Said, hey, I'm streaming. Oops, messed up. Said, hey, I'm streaming. Go and check it out. See, I kind of have to be a little bit beefier. All right. So that one's pretty much done. All right, let's see. I got 1, 2 down, 3 down. This is the last one. There's 4 of them. Starting them kind of beefy when they're closer to his body. A little beefier, a little more solid. Let's see. Not so tenderly, not tenderly. All right, this one's gonna go in front of his leg. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Cool. On Twitter. Thank you for the support. I really dig it. Yeah, it's awesome to know that anybody even cares to watch. And obviously, I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming, but if you want to bug out, it's not going to hurt my feelings, because I would have already bugged out if it was me. But thank you, really, thank you for coming. This part is kind of boring. I know. I'm getting close though to. Let's see where we're at. Sometimes I have to back it up. Really, whenever you're painting, one of the biggest pitfalls that a lot of artists will do is they zoom in way too close, and you're losing the bigger picture when you do that. Awesome, man. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, this is a super cool project. So I've got a book coming up-ish that, like, I've already drawn the first 10 pages of it. It's not painted. It's, more traditionally drawn. So this looks like it's off. So I've got the book that's started it, and then this kind of popped up, and so I've kind of set it to the side while I do cards. But thank you. I'm glad you're looking forward to it. I think a lot of people are, which is kind of one of the reasons why I've made it a priority, which is really awesome. Do you draw at all? I'm sorry if you do. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if I'm following you. I don't know. I'm gonna look on Twitter here. I'm like a total boomer with this sort of thing. I cannot. Boom. You follow me, I'm gonna follow you. Seriously, man. Thank you. Okay. I'm looking at your page here. Okay. So you do comp, do you, okay. Okay. You're working with JDA. Cool. Yeah, I think I'm looking at your stuff here. What is it? EC Comics Horror, the AI Wars graphic novel. Oh yeah, written by John Del Rose. So that's okay, cool. Yeah, your stuff is great. Man, there's a lot of people in CG that it's so hard to find all the cool people to follow. Like CG's gotten really big. I wasn't here from the beginning. Wow, is that his pinky? Perhaps pinky's going a little crazy. It's this one. But yeah, I wasn't here from the beginning, so I can't, pretend that I was. But since I've been here, I think it was like 2018 or 19 whenever I found CG, and it's like every day there's like awesome new artists that just get introduced to. So I can see I'm way too zoomed in. It doesn't really matter because I'm just kind of flattening. And I wish this thing would like ding or something whenever I get a comment, because I don't want to ignore you. Yeah, this music's gonna get old quick. I wish it was at least like an actual song with a verse and a book and a chorus. It's something that doesn't have to be fancy, but this song is the same thing over and over. All right, so I think it looks like I got them all in there. So I did that on its own layer. Usually, like you can see, I don't like to work on many layers. Usually if I make a layer, once I'm happy with it, I'll merge it. So it's kind of nice, with digital, to be able to make your own layer or make a new layer and work on it separately so you don't mess up everything else you're doing. But it feels more traditional to be able to oh nice. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Cool. It looks painful. Very cool. Thank you. You can't do digital. You don't like it, or what? Because you're a boomer. Oh, I just saw that. Yeah, you have to get used to it for sure. So this is definitely the best so far. I'm working on an iPad, and it feels really good to draw on it. So I put like a cover, whatever thing on it, to make it feel more like paper. But I'm kind of the same way. Not necessarily that I won't do it or something like that, but I don't really even know all the different things you can do. So I create layers. I undo. I think the best thing is probably the undo button for doing digitally. And I also really like the lasso tool. So, if you need to move his head over or make it bigger or whatever, it's nice to just be able to, throw around it and just tug on his head a little bit to put it in the right place or move it. That's one really good thing of digital. And when it's painting, And it's just not messy. My favorite thing is that you don't have to mix your colors or anything. You just pick the exact color you want. You know, of course, it's always nice to have an original, but yeah, it's worth being lazy with it, I guess. Okay, so I don't know if you're in here, but what I will do is I will work pretty dark at first, and then I'll basically paint on the light to a degree. So, you know, obviously the light source is coming from the upper left-ish. And this kind of stuff is always fun because it's like, it's not like, it doesn't have to be perfect because it's like that symbiote, like, you know, kind of ooze looking. It's just kind of messy, and so you can have fun with it. This is too dark. All right, I'm gonna have to change the music. Let's see if I can remember how to do that. Let's do Into Space. Cool. And then we'll get bored of this over and over, and we'll find something else. Yeah. Seriously, you got me pumped up that you're here, dude. Very cool. I assumed I wouldn't have anybody watch me, let alone for like as long as you already have. So this is kind of boring stuff. I'm probably zoomed in more than I should be in here. Like I was saying earlier, with digital, you can, because you can zoom in, you inevitably will zoom in, which makes it easy to get the detail. It's great, but you don't get to, like, you have to pull it back and actually look at it to just make sure, like, how it reads and stuff. Hey, what's up, dude? Man, I have 2 people watching. What's up, Edwin? What's up? Yeah. So we're just hanging out and just painting. Thanks for dropping by, man. I know you've been super active, like supporting me on Twitter and stuff. You're definitely one of my big retweeters and stuff. I appreciate that, Evan. No idea what I'm doing here on StreamYard. YouTube, I think. I assume I'm on YouTube. I assume it worked. I just kind of slapped this together, so we'll see how it goes. I don't know how well I'll be able to paint and talk and stuff all at the same time. And as I was saying earlier, it'll probably Bloodbone, yeah, we may happen to see something about him at some point with these trading cards. I forgot what I was saying, but yeah, cool. I'm looking forward to Bloodbone. It looks awesome. The design is really cool. Let's see. Just painting in the sliminess. Oh, I was saying earlier, like, I usually go from dark to light, or from dark to light. I paint the light in. It's behind it or on top of it. Let's see. So this one goes up here, behind his back. That one will be in front. Okay, so this one's going behind. And then I'll like paint the light in. So that's actually why I have the background turned off. Turn the background on. Yeah, I might leave it on. It was kind of hard to see where all these things were flying around too, so I had it turned off. But I'm gonna leave it on. I can see it fine. Another cool thing working digitally, you can turn stuff off. Okay, so I'm gonna make this little turn a little more readable here. But yeah, this is just slopping around. See, I'm zoomed in way too much here. That is a never-ending battle. Alright, I think that's pretty good. So let's follow that around. Goes all the way back. You missed the music earlier, Edwin, of the, I forgot what it was called, Driving at Night music. Got pretty old. I feel like this is a little more nuanced. There's a little more going on. Maybe I just haven't been paying attention. I need to find out like what all I can play that's actual music and not get taken down or whatever. It's probably not much. Okay, so some slimy and bangs. How far is Bloodbone? When's that? What do you have planned with it? When's it supposed to be ready to go? Sometimes here, I'm gonna turn this on, and that locks. Like if I paint outside of the hand, it won't work up here. So just another. Did I say I don't know anything? I guess I'm finding that I do know more about these programs, these fancy programs. Let's see. I think after I get all these painted in, like, or the darker painted in here, I'll probably turn off the sketch layer. Let's see. Turn off the sketch layer and work a little more organically with it. This is pretty repetitive music also. Let's see, this goes behind. So I don't know. The way I planned some of this was poor planning. I think this is all poorly planned. Like with the hands flying around, I should have painted it a little more differently than what I did. Honestly, I probably should have just painted it when I did his body. You know? Let's see. Okay, you're working on the second chance. Okay. Yeah. Man. Yeah, he's... Death looks like that is a heck of a project. Just the detail that he is drawing in on those. Pretty crazy, but I'm looking forward to that book too. It's gonna be a good one. Definitely one to put on the shelf. It's beautiful. Let's see. This is gonna be mostly junk looking here. None of this really matters because it's all crazy looking. Now, obviously, these are supposed to be white, so I'm working very, very, like, these are the darkest parts right now. So I'm going to go over this a lot with lighter and lighter colors. I think what I'm going to do first, like I said, didn't really have a plan. Do the same. The same colors here for all of them. And then once I start working lighter, I'll probably take it a little more carefully, a little more, one at a time, piece by piece. But this part is all pretty sloppy, just laying in the foundation here. Doesn't have to be pretty. It's not gonna be pretty. You can see my sketches are pretty loose. I don't like to do it too tightly. I think a good solid sketch is necessary. But solid doesn't necessarily mean tight. You know what I mean? I also have to remember while I'm doing this that these things are white, so you don't have to do all this shade in this color, because the dark gray that I already put in there is going to do a lot of the lifting. Alright, that's okay. Alright. Belzebug says, "Hey Edwin, guys, we're making friends." Oh no, he left. Well, I guess we're not making friends. I don't know which one left, but I've only got one viewer now, which is all good. I guess we'll make friends again some other time. What I should be doing is more like this. Oops. I always do that. I always move the whole entire image on accident, because I think, so if I'm trying to change the size of my brush, yeah, Edwin's gone. I try to change the size of my brush by holding Alt in Command, I guess. But if you do, I don't know what it is, but if you do some other combination that's similar to that, it like moves the entire picture, like moves it around on the canvas. So some of the pitfalls again. Pros and cons of working digitally. I think there are more pros than cons, I guess. Oh, and I didn't even talk about like the speed. This painting, this is the second day I've worked on it. It's probably a solid full day that I got in before. Yeah, this would have. This will probably take 3-ish days to get it done, which is pretty fast. Even for me, it's fast. But it would. If I was going to do this traditionally, it would take. I moved it here. I don't want to do it. It would take. God, probably like 2 weeks to paint this thing traditionally. That is the major. The difference. The biggest reason that I work usually. Even though I love working traditional, like it feels way better. It's more satisfying. Okay. So all this hair that I painted over, I'm gonna have to repaint. Oh well. I need to be getting looser. I'm like thinking about this way too much. Just need to slap it in there. Alright, so let's find it. This is kind of, like I said, I should have already done this part, and I should have started streaming when I was like rendering more than just these hands. Because, I'm sorry, this is not the most entertaining thing to watch. I'm going to turn off the hand sketch. See, I have two different. I have the hand sketch, so I could turn all this off. Oops. And then, so I've got just him sketched in, because I honestly probably shouldn't have, but usually I'll put like weapons or capes, stuff like that on a different layer until I am happy with it, and then I'll merge them. Just because it's easier you have to keep painting over, like if you're painting traditionally, fixing stuff. And so I put that on a different layer. So they're both turned off now. I don't need the sketch anymore. All right. So let's use this color here. You know what? I'm going to merge them right now. I don't need them. Boom. All right. So the hands and the painting are all together. This will just make it a little easier. A little easier to work with, I think. What I usually, it's like, these are the main brushes I use. And honestly, I could probably clean them up and get rid of at least half of these. This is probably the main one I use, what I call the smooth mixer. And this is the smooth hard, which is funny because I don't think the mixer really mixes. I just thought it did when I first started using it. So we're just going to feel it out here. See where it leads us. The light hits on this side. I probably wasted a lot of time. Oh, Edwin's back. I probably wasted a lot of time in general on these hands. Because I'm going to paint over so much of what I painted in. So, oh well. Just a mess. And this is not how I typically paint. Like just kind of sloppy willy-nilly like this, but it's kind of the nature of these hands. Oh, also here's a good thing about working digitally. That's the size of my brush. Ooh, big brush, little brush. Instead of actually having to find the brush, pick the brush, clean the brush in between colors, all that. Okay. Let's definitely. So this brush that I use, like if I don't push down very hard, it'll be kind of lighter. Just like the opacity gets turned down a little bit on it. I've got a lot of work to do to make that look like it's in 3D space, but very cool, very cool. Assume you're talking to me, I don't know. Man, if you guys, I don't remember if you guys caught Joe Sontag and Sean Aaron's stream that I did with them, I think 2 days ago. You should go check it out. Not because I'm in it, because I don't think I had a whole lot to add, but it was fun just being there. But Eric Canetti was on the show, and that dude, he knows what he's doing. Like talent-wise, the dude is amazing, and like knowledge-wise, business-wise, there's a lot of people can learn from that stream. It was really a good stream. And I don't always, like I was saying, work this sloppily. I'm just kind of trying it out, since that's kind of the nature of these hands. Kind of just jaggedy and sloppy looking. I need to remember they're white, not gray, not black, or at least whitish. But I'll worry about what I should probably be more worried about right now is the way the light, the way it comes in, the way it bends over the different parts, the anatomy of the hands here. So that's what I meant earlier when I was saying that I like to work dark to light. I'm talking about the actual light. And it's just kind of sloppy at first here. I'll tighten it up more and more as we go, and it should hopefully be looking pretty good by the time we're done. Let's see. Joe and Sean always have interesting streams. Yeah, their streams are really good. I know they're fairly popular, but they're still, I would say, very underrated. They have a lot of really good guests, man. They like even a lot of non-CG pros and stuff that are very talented. Brett Booth and I think Lee Weeks is on there. Yeah, I think. Yeah, man, they get a lot of really good guests, and it's just fun to hear them. Like whenever they go through a book or whatever, to hear them talk about the art, when they're appreciating comic book art. Cool streams. They have good streams. Edwin, are you? I feel like what streams are you usually on? Are you on Slums? Well, I feel like you're on a couple of them. I could be wrong. Fuzzbug, oh yeah. Hey, someone else is here. Fuzzbug, and I have 3 people watching. Whoever you are, make yourself known. Make yourself known. Fuzzbug, I was going to ask you, are you ever streaming like with JDA or no? It's not your thing. It's not really my thing, but I think it could be. This is actually kind of fun. Sucks though that I gotta have my head down, and I'm gonna miss a lot of what people are saying, or at least come to it late. Alright, it's starting to come together here. At least the idea. What I do is not roll back at the end. And I forgot I was working on it. I jump around quite a bit. I don't know if you guys do that, but yeah, when I'm working on something, I jump around, especially if I start getting bored with it, or not really bored with it, like running into trouble with it. Let's Fuzzbug, you don't. Okay. Okay, so you do the Hardline Mondays. No, I didn't. Oh, that's right. I've seen you on there. Okay. Yeah. Man, I used to be able to catch a lot of those streams. I don't know. I never know what days people, you said, yeah, Mondays, like what days people stream. You probably could try to remember it so I can catch it. Yeah, that's a good stream. These guys are cool. I really, I think my I was so surprised with the response to this project. Like the creators and just everybody just being like so excited. Got me excited. Yeah, I thought, no, that's wrong. I thought I was going to be lucky if I had a couple people want to do this, like want to let me draw their characters, kind of give me the keys to their characters. But yeah, it was crazy. There's a ton of people, more than I like. There are a lot of people that I didn't get to draw a lot of characters that I wanted to. Like that's how crazy the response was. Let's see. It's kind of terrible. And that's how it goes. 3 viewers, man, on my very first drawing live stream. You guys made my day. But yeah, this is gonna be one of my Masterworks pieces. So I talked a little bit about this on Joe and Sean's show. I can't remember if that was yesterday or 2 days ago or what. But what my plan is, I'm gonna try to get half of them done before I run the campaign. Because for one thing, if it turns out that people aren't really interested, I won't waste my time with having to do it all. But I do want to have plenty to show for the campaign. And really it's going a little quicker than I thought it would have. Right, I'm gonna turn the hand sketch back on. That's turning the other way. Here we go. Boom. Here's what we around. Boom. This is coming around. Okay, I need to, let's see. Let me take all this out. Don't need that. Okay. You guys are, should I just turn the music off? Definitely gets old. I like listening to music when I draw. Usually music without lyrics. It doesn't distract me. You guys tell me if you want to turn it off. It's a little repetitious. Oh, what did I do here? Oh boy. Let me look at this. I messed up the. Let's turn that off, see if I like. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. I should make this kind of. Yeah, I'll completely go against the switch. That's fine. I want this to be the thumb. Coming down here is kind of the top of the hand on the back. Put this back here. I'll have to straighten it out a little bit, but. Mm-hmm. Good idea. What? We're turning off the music? Should I turn it off? I'm gonna turn it off. Mm-hmm. One viewer. Who's my single viewer here? Here we go. There we go. How do you turn it off? Just this? Yeah. Huh. Oh, okay. You can get it to play through them. Oh, let's wait. Okay. Turn this back up. Let's change back to night driving. I think I had loop tracks on. Let's see if this helps. I'll keep it down, kind of. Yeah. back to it. I think this will help me with my staying zoomed in problem. Streaming like this, because it's making me more aware of what I'm doing, because I'm kind of talking. It reminds me not to be so zoomed in. It's already in my head. Oh, cool. What's that? Jaquao. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. It looks like Brazilian. Is that what it is? Or is it just a cool name? It sounds Brazilian. Sketch work yourself. Oh, no, that's cool. Yeah, you don't have to be responsive at all. I don't blame you. Except I want to know if you're Brazilian. Spend a little time with Brazilians myself. Up. Oh, yeah. Let's see. All right, I'm do a little Twitter work here. I'm gonna repost. Thank you, Edwin, for retweeting it. There. Yeah, so I'm gonna painting with the light. So the light is hitting it from here. Just that. Really get the sense of it. Coming out, circling around, and coming back. You're not. Oh, okay. Oh, from Ninja Gaiden. I remember playing the original Ninja Gaiden NES. That was really hard. I played, I think, Black on the Xbox a long time ago. It's good games. I'm not huge into like character action games. I think that's the genre of Ninja Gaiden. But those are good ones. A lot of like Platinum Game stuff. They do a lot of that stuff. All right, so I'm still just getting the forms kind of the hands. Man, I didn't realize how much this was when I was making it. Like this, yeah, this is on top. So try to make that a little more clear. All right, that song's over, so let's see if it plays something else. And if it doesn't, I'm going to say that is all right. Yeah, this particular substance here that I'm painting it's kind of got me outside of my comfort range, comfort zone. It's not hard, it's just different. So it's just like a different technique to do it than what I'm used to. Let's make sure we're making this read. What I really like to do is really give it a 3D look. Obviously, a lot of people do whenever they're drawing or painting because you're trying to get a 3D form across. But I kind of lean into it a lot. I like to Yeah, I'm gonna zoom in on purpose on here just to get the landmarks right where I want them. Yeah, music's off, so now you're gonna have to deal with me humming. This is a knuckle. Stop. So I'm like right. This is kind of a good example of why you don't want to be so zoomed in, because I am already adding more detail than what it needs. I'm zoomed in. I feel good about what I'm doing, but I also want to make this look a little, give it a little more character. Let's see if we can bring it up. This is way in the background, so it's not, it's ugly, and that's all right. I'm not gonna fret too much about this stuff in the background. I'm not getting it perfectly correct. And really, if I made those perfectly correct, like this hand, his real hand, it's not like looking great because it's back in the background. If I tried to make this look a little more realistic and anatomically, it wouldn't read as well. I don't think, at least. So that's why I kind of have it. It looks more like an eagle talon or something back there. That's all right. I'll tighten it all up as I go. Oh, we got 3, I guess. Is everybody back? Got 3 viewers. Just gonna have a little fun here with a few little things here. All this, I wasted a lot of time. The darker coat of paint that I put on it earlier. Cannot stop humming that song. I'm gonna try though. Thank you, Jaqual. Looks great so far. I'm really interested in digital process. Yeah, I used to work traditional. That's, do you paint or draw? I do both, mostly digital these days. I still like drawing. I'm more likely to draw traditionally than I am painting. Just paint, it saves so much time over painting. But yeah, it's coming together. It looks all right, man. I'm all right with it. I'm gonna bring this out. This isn't the, it'll be more white also whenever I get down. Let's bring this across. Fix the hand up a little bit. Like I'll lighten it up, the white, make it a little more white. At least one time. While we're doing this, I'll probably go in with a small brush and give it some more texture. I'll try to make it kind of cool looking. I don't know. I mean, I could have it way wrong already for his character. Let's be brighter. Like if it's really this tendril-ish. I like to do my own spin on things. Most of the time, like if I'm doing a commission for a creator, like they usually are good with my little layers of let's do this. There we go. I just made it read a lot better. My personal touches that I give to their characters, they usually are pretty okay with it. So I think I said thank you, Jack. Wow. But thank you if I didn't. I appreciate it. I do jump around a lot typically, but I think I'm doing it more with this than I usually do. I'm not really sure why, but I am. Sorry, I'm gonna stop on. I'm gonna stop on. This is kind of an example of like how I like to like look at what I've already put down, even if they're random lines, and discover how the painting is going to be. Like looking at here, these dark lines here and these lighter, like the flat one there, the two dark colors they were pretty random when I was just slapping them in there. But I kind of like the way this emerges right here. It's going to make it look like it's coming. I'm going to go slower here, just kind of explain to make it look like it's layered and just to give it some character to the little strings of it. But yeah, like I think that's usually how it works. Even if I'm doing like muscles or something, especially like with ab muscles, I like to, or the rib cage and stuff like that. I usually I try to see like where I already painted the shadow or the light, and just kind of see where it goes. That's usually what I like to do. Pencil sketching, amateur level. I've commissioned. I'm gonna click on it. This is what real streamers do. But I've commissioned tattoo concepts and RPG characters. That's cool. RPG characters is like the beginners. Like that's awesome for beginners. I did a few of those. It's been a while, but yeah, that's a big market. I'm not gonna get rich doing it, that's for sure. But there's a lot of people out there wanting their RPG characters drawn up. Okay. So after I do all this, I'm going to start paying a little more attention to, how's it looking? Let's save this bad boy. A little more attention to the actual angle of all these things and how they're in the light and stuff. And you can see like the character himself. I've got more to go on him too. He's definitely not done. I want to make more of the light source, like strengthen it up, darken the shadows a little more on it. And I haven't even begun to do the rim light, which the rim light is something I really enjoy doing, and I always overdo it. But that's all right because it's fun. Okay. I've also, oh man. So I usually have reference up, and I do have them, but it's pulled out like it's on the other screen that you're watching. So I don't have that reference up, but I should take a look at these hands to just see what kind of, I feel like they don't have the same anatomy as a regular hand, a real hand, a human hand. Like they're a little like bony looking or something. I probably should pull that up and look at it. Probably should, he says, as he doesn't. Keeps on doing what he's doing. So I'm going to start. This is a little more with the details here. Let me start kind of feeling things out. Smaller brush, working it. Working it. Oh, I've got a bad back. I'm always hunched over. I've had 2 back surgeries. Hunching over like this is not good for it. How long have I been going? I've been going for almost an hour and a half. I'll probably, I might go for another 30 minutes or so. I really appreciate you guys being here, man. That's so cool. Is this Clip Studio? Yeah. Oh, let me do this real quick. Boom. Is this Clip Studio? It is. Working on the iPad. Clip Studio. I have actually never even tried. What's the other one that people like? I don't know. I can't think of it. But it's real cheap and it looks like it's real good. I've just never even tried it. What is it called? I know Graham Nolan uses it. What the heck is it called? Does anybody know? Oh, well, doesn't matter. Clip Studio is good. It's really good. I've got Procreate. That's it. Yeah, Procreate is pretty good, right? Still trying to get used to drawing on a screen. Yeah, if you haven't, you should get. I think they make different kinds, but there's a screen. It's like a screen protector that you can put on your iPad, and it makes it really feel like paper. And the one I have on this one is actually it's pretty worn down just from drawing on it, but it still feels way better than just the glass. But I mean, yeah, like you probably mean just in general coloring on a screen. It's kind of it's weird. You have to get used to it, but you do get used to it, and it's worth it. Okay. Let's get some detail on this hand. Well, let's see here. Let me find. Here, I got some reference. Let's just do this. Oh, it's on the other screen, anyways. Okay. Is that? I'm not sure what hand that is. So let's look at these. Yeah, so they're like bony. They're like skeleton hands, basically. Here's the reference. I think these up here are for his actual hands. So I'm looking at like these. But yeah, they're bony and yeah, okay. And keep on keeping on then. There. Of course, a respectable artist probably wouldn't use the toy model for a reference. But I looked for a while for different references for this thing, for the Embrace. There's some out there, of course, but it's easier. It's like I assume that the toy is obviously on model. What they call on model, model. So we should be good here. But I think what I was saying with Clip Studio, that's a terrible knuckle. That's here. Put this one here. It shouldn't be as low as it is, but it is. Okay. Just something like this. Sorry. As I was saying with Clip Studio, when I first started working digitally, probably 7 years ago, maybe, Clip Studio on the computer, on the PC, that was what I was first using. and I did like it. I have a ton of brushes I got from Brush Pack. Can't remember the dude's name. And so the brushes I'm using are basically slightly modified version of the brushes I got in that Brush Pack. And it was like 14 bucks, and he still updates them with new brushes for free. Dang, I can't remember his name, but I think he's from Spain, maybe. He's got like a Spanish name. Okay. There we are. But before, whenever I was painting, when I started like realizing, you know what, I'm getting into paint, because I was drawing at first with pencil, and when I started working digitally, that made me want to try out painting digitally. And when I started painting digitally, I started wanting to just do more of it than penciling. So I switched from Clip Studio. At the time, it was called something else. There was like a manga studio, something like that. And they had like two versions. It's the same thing, except one had a Japanese name and one had like a more American name. Just, I guess, try not to scare off the American audience. Yeah, I was using that, and then I switched. It wasn't. It really. It was. It was really good, but it wasn't as good as it is now. So I switched to do more painting. I tried Photoshop and I hated it, and I still do hate Photoshop. Not my bag. It really feels artificial. Like it's already drawing on a computer, which is artificial enough. But man, Photoshop it just feels weird to draw with it. Like even like drawing, like using a pencil or a pen or whatever, it doesn't feel right at all. So I switched to Corel Painter, which really, that still is probably the best feeling. Like it feels like you're painting quite a bit. It's still probably the best for that, I think. Um, and I stayed with it until I started work on the iPad, because it's not on the iPad. Once the iPad was clearly good enough, because it hasn't always been a treat to paint on an iPad. Yeah, he hated it too. It's so weird. It doesn't feel natural, and it's so weird to me that it's like the industry standard, because it just feels terrible. It's- All right, I'm starting to get a little bored of this. I haven't even touched his hands. Let's do this. Man, two of you guys are still here. That's awesome. Very cool. I appreciate it. And that's not me just trying to keep you here. Like I said earlier, if I was watching this, I probably would have been gone long time ago. But ducked out of here. The thing about the Apple Pencil, it's really cool, but like you've probably already seen me mess up several times. I have to go fix it. If you double tap it, it turns into an eraser, like just with your finger. If you just double tap it, and it's really cool. It's much better than, physically moving over and hitting the eraser with the pencil and turning it into eraser that way. But I do it on accident all the time. What is going on? That's the knuckle. Okay. Here, I'm just kind of seeing what's already there and working with it, like I like to do. Just put kind of the textures in the hand. It's a little spikier, a little punkier. Come up here. A lot of painting is going back in with what you already did, fixing it to make it go with the light the way it should be going. Like this. I'm confusing myself for a while. I don't feel like that's right. Usually with a sketch, I will do basic shading, just to give myself an idea. Like here. So turn him off. Let's turn the background off so you can see. Like you can see on him, I shaded in like all this area, just to kind of give myself an idea. It's not, it's pretty sloppy. To give myself an idea of where I want the shading, the shadows, and stuff to go. I didn't do that with the hands on these things. I wish I did. It would help me understand these forms a little better. But of course, this one is way back in the background, so I shouldn't work too much about it. So come here, catch the light. This should be it. Yeah, there we go. Catch the light a little more. Let's see. Nope. Let's do this. Okay. Depth of colors on a figure is great. I have a hard time getting them to blend right for lighting effect. Yeah, thank you. It's going to be more when I'm done. Man, I could show you. No, I can't really do that right here. Let me just do a fake example of how to really get blending on figures. This is like another digital trick. So I'm going to select. Most people will make a layer mask. I don't even know how. So I just make a selection from layer and create a selection. And then I'm going to click on to make a new layer. You may already know this, and make it a multiply layer. And then I'll get like an airbrush. And my airbrush, I have it turned way down on the opacity. And I'm gonna undo this, but this is just to show you. Let's see. I'm gonna select kind of a backgroundish color, which is kind of bluish, kind of dark, pretty dark, but give it a little saturation, so it's a little interest. And then let's see, I'll do his face here. Oh, what I do? Here we go. Whoops. Here we go. Come on. There we go. All right, so I'll take his face and basically with an airbrush, see how it's darkening it and really adding to the shading. That's like that's a Trick 101. I wanted to give it. This is the secrets. His hair. I probably should have just done his hair. So it'll make his certain areas of his hair pop out. I'm gonna undo this whole layer. This is just an example. But you can see like it's really good with shading. Like this trap back here. Like this is what I will do in a little bit. I'm gonna add some shading here. I'm gonna bring it down. So it makes a very beautiful, believable shading, which it didn't really need to select him to do what I just showed you. But anyways, so I'm going to do it. I've already done that, and I'm going to do it again just to bring it out a little bit better. Yeah, so let's see. Felsbeck said, I always feel disconnected from the art when I've tried digital. Yeah, that's the issue. Especially, I remember, like most people start off with the tablet thing, and you're drawing down here on the desk, but you're looking up at the screen, and it's so weird drawing it. And that if that's what you're doing, that is very weird. It doesn't take a real long time to get used to it, though. That's what it is. It's just getting used to it. Because yeah, you do feel disconnected. Yeah, it's weird that it's a file instead of like a canvas. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of the gist with using the multiply layer. Awesome, kind of like smudging, but more precise. Yes. Yeah, smudging. I use a blending brush, which I haven't been using. I don't use it that much, but I've got a few blenders here. I've got the smooth blend, that one. That's the one I use the most, I think. Smooth bristle blender, that just gives it a little bit more of a brushy texture to it. Cloud blender, I don't even know what that's for. And a bristle blender it's more of a smudge. But I use the blending a lot to fix the shading and stuff. But here's like what it looks like you can see turning it on and off. Look at his face. Like, I'll probably do something similar with his hair. So, but anyways, yeah, I'm going to delete that. I will go through and I will do that later on. And we don't need to select it. So let's really lighten it up. I think one thing people do when they're getting into digital that is kind of a mistake. It is using way too much airbrush, because the airbrush is a good way to make things smooth. I use the airbrush for two things. One is doing what I just showed you with the multiply layer, and the other is if the contrast is too crazy on a certain spot, like if I'm doing his face and like his wrinkles are too wrinkly, I need to smooth them out a little bit. I'll pick like the most average color that's there in that area, like the most average color of his skin, I guess, or his mask in this case. And then I'll just lightly go over it. That's kind of the secret to using an airbrush, is to turn the opacity way down. Turn the opacity way down, and just, it's a light touch. This, I don't like the way this is turning, so I'm going to bring this up more. So it's coming up and it's going, nope, like this. See that undo button? It's useful. Something like that, maybe. No, don't like that. Also, what I'm doing, I'm not just using the iPad. I'm using this a little. It's like just a Bluetooth keyboard, and I'm using that for shortcuts. So like Control Z to undo, holding Control and Alt at the same time to change the size of the brush. Those are the main two things I do with it. And you can get like little Bluetooth little handheld things, and they're just shortcut buttons on kind of like a one-handed controller. But I'm just so used to using the control and Z and that sort of thing that I just wanted to get a little mini keyboard. But that's another thing with digital. I definitely recommend learning the commands, the shortcuts, and using them. I think I'm not going to do much more detail on these. These back hands. I really like to, when I'm painting, I really like to separate like these are not the focus. It's not the emphasis of the picture. So I'm just not going to get them super detailed. You know, it's just kind of composition 101. They don't need to be super detailed. And usually, like, if you have too much detail all over the place, you know, it doesn't give the eye a place to rest. And so you need to cool it on the details in those areas. Because nobody cares about the hand up here. It's cool looking. Your eye looks at it. This composition, it kind of takes you in a circle kind of a thing. And you look at those hands for a half a second, and then you're looking back down. It's also nice because I got to remember these are cards. And I think if I put it like about, no, yeah, somewhere around there, that's how big it'll look. So I have to make sure, I got to remember to zoom out, look at it, and make sure it reads. And that's why you don't want to zoom in too much, because like right up here, see what I'm tapping? There's a little strand there, and I like it, but it doesn't even show. And this one over here doesn't show. So actually, I do like them, so I'm gonna, there we go. Just bump them up a little because I do want them there. Nice, Jaquel. Hey, cool. Thanks for the sub. Hope to see more. Take it streaming and working isn't easy. No, it's really not. I'm definitely working way slower than I usually do. My doggy just came up here. You can go to bed. No, I don't need your help. Thank you. Nope. Yeah, if you're wanting to try digital, the two different blending layers that you need to get used to, because you'll get cool results, are the multiply layer, which I just showed you. And to explain the multiply, I mean, I don't know what it's actually doing, but it's basically, it's taking the color that's already there. So like his mask color, that dark tealish color, and whatever color you're coloring onto it, it's not doing it on top of it. It's making it, it's like a dark, multiplying how dark it is basically, and that's definitely not what it's doing. That's the idea. So it will, the multiply layer will only make it darker. And it has a little bit of a transparency to it. Instead of being a dark color on top of what you had, it's adding or multiplying the dark color to the color that's already there. That's why it looks pretty smooth whenever you do it, instead of muddy or anything like that. So learn the multiply layer. Multiply, I don't know, I can't say it. And another one of my favorites, I don't like how loose these are. I'm gonna just kind of fatten up the center of them a little bit. The other kind of layer that I like to use is the overlay layer. It's kind of this, it's very similar, but it doesn't just make things darker. It can also make them lighter, and I like to use it to add different tones to the piece. Let me show you what the layer will do here. So I'm going to add a overlay. I think that's what it's called, overlay layer. Use my airbrush again. And let's say if I wanted to, like on his face, I probably will do this later. So I'm going to pick kind of a, like more up here, kind of greener, a little warmer of a color than the rest of his suit. And the way this works, at the halfway mark of saturation, or of value right here, right in the middle, if it's anything lighter than this, it'll make it lighter. And if it's any lower than the middle, it'll make it darker, kind of like multiply. Multiply. So I'm going to put it up here somewhere, not quite so bright in the saturation. I'm gonna, so kind of unsaturated, but kind of bright. And I'm just gonna hit it kind of on his face here, and you can see it kind of brightens it up. Let's see, I'm gonna make it more green, and I'm actually gonna brighten it up more just so you can see it. So you can see it kind of, and I will do this again for real later. But yeah, kind of hit his muscles here, and I just want to hit like the, mostly like to give it a little more, just pops a little more. You can see that. And I kind of like the way that looks, but I'm gonna do it for real later. All right, back to what we're doing. Back to the grind. Let's see. Okay. As you can see, I definitely jump around a lot. I like to give this with these tendril looking things, I really like to make it look like they're like going in and out and under each other and through each other, like really wrapped around, kind of like, you know, like Venom or even like Spider-Man's webs. They're just all wrapped up in themselves. I messed this up big time, but that's all right. I'm just going to get this entire knuckle. It's an awkward hand here. This finger's all jacked up. That's all right. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, and thanks for the sub, dude. That's cool. I think I already had one sub because I made a video like 2 years ago because I was making a video game thing for Comicsgate. And I just wanted to show it up a little bit. I think I deleted it. But yeah, so I had like 1 sub already. So thank you. I like my 2nd sub. But you see how I'm like what I just did with the thumb. Like I'm following the way the light hits the thumb. And so here's that knuckle up here, and the way the thumb connects to the hand. This is that back ball joint here. Whoops, too much paint. I'm going to bring it on top of the hand, but this is like the webbing right here. So the webbing of the thumb. Man, I should have had a water on deck. Starting to get there, so let's see. Yeah, I'll probably make it at least a solid 2 hours, and then I'll have to take a break, but it's fun. I'm gonna do it again. This isn't the most exciting, so I'm sorry about that. I mean, I don't know. Should have done more of his body, but yeah, well, this it was like a practice stream, anyways. Oops. Um, yeah, I'm noodling too much right now, just because I'm trying to stream into this at the same time. I should be in like doing details much more than I am right now. I'm still kind of slapping it around. But some of that is also, like I said, it's kind of outside my comfort zone with the just the different. One thing I will do is I'll use the multiply layer, and that's how I'm going to really darken it, like under here. I'm tapping under there, like because that's completely in shadow. So I'm going to use a multiply layer, and I'm just going to paint over it right there to really darken it up. I'll do it here on this side too, like right here. This is all going to be dark, and it'll kind of turn into the light up here. And that'll really help sell it being in 3D and giving it a really cool motion. Make it look nice and dynamic. It's gonna look good. Who do we got here? Is that Jaquar? Are you still in here, or is that Bellsbug? I appreciate you guys. That's so cool. I know I keep saying that. It's so cool. You hanging out, actually watching me do the most boring part of the painting. I'm gonna fill this with a little bit of color. This needs to be thicker for it to connect. These are probably still a little too tendrily than they, to be on model. They should probably be a little more solid, not so stringy, but I think it looks cool. We'll see. If it is completely off model, then I'll change it, fix it. So, yeah, like I'm tempted to paint all down here, this all white, but it's not in the light the way this is up here. Helps give it a 3D look, all that stuff. So it gives its form. I should read. Maybe I should do like could do some instructional ones, I think. Maybe I'd be better at doing instructional videos. Just kind of how I've been kind of showing you stuff. I could probably do videos like that. Just a few of them. Just kind of painting process. If anybody is interested in my painting process, it's changed quite a bit over the years, but really the thing that really made it click, the whole process. There's a video on YouTube. Dang, what was his name? I want to say Dan Stapleton, something like that. The video is probably 7 or 8 years old now, and I don't think he still uploads, so hopefully it's still on. He's got some good videos to show you how to use the different layers. And he's got a little bit of a different process. And my process used to be pretty much his process. He'll take the line art and he'll blend it. He'll collapse it with the color of the paint, and like blend it together, which it has a cool effect, but it takes so long. It's very tedious. Let's see. Yeah, I guess about a minute left, and we'll take a break. Let's see, like there should be a bone right here where the wrist connects to the hand. I don't know if it should have a bone or not with these kind of hands. For the Embraces Tenjo hands, but I think I'm going to call this good for now. Let's say, and thank you for everybody who stopped by. That was really cool. I'm going to do this again. I might do it again tomorrow night. Maybe during the day. So everybody's gone from the house today and tomorrow, and I think most of Sunday. So I'm going to be doing a lot of painting, so I might as well stream it. Yeah, we'll probably finish it on a stream. But thank you. Thanks for the sub. Thank you guys for being here. That is about 2 hours on the dot. So I'm going to end it. Thank you guys.